The party looks for another person who births a vision.
Another vision.
It's wrong. Nigerians have come to a point of having to choose whether that route, which we've gone for 16 years with virtually all the parties, is good, or the route where you have a party that births a national vision and then goes on a recruitment process of who should be and put up very hard criteria.
The recruitment, should it be party-based or skill-based?
Party sets up the criteria. It's excellence. Only excellence can deliver for you. So recruitment must be based on what you call best corporate practices, because running a government is like running the most important corporate entity. There are basic, what you may call, statutes of general application for success. The party must put those things in process. And then they now have oversight, so that the leader of the state cannot be the leader of the party. He is an agent of the party. So there's an oversight. Mr. President, please come and tell us how well you are doing, because 4 years' time we are going back and we don't want to fail. Mr. Governor, come and tell us. But when that Mr. President and that Mr. Governor is the leader of the party, he's like God who reports to himself. So we say a time has come when Nigerians have got to choose. There has to be an alternate party that plays alternate politics.
We're not talking.
No, it's fundamental.
But
the good thing is that the other parties are at liberty to say that makes sense. Remember when we had this per second billing, they said it was not possible. I will not call name. One of the networks says, I can do it. The other said it will take them 3 years. Then overnight, they now agreed, okay, we can do it. White P is coming to give Nigeria a new direction. Other parties are at liberty to say it makes sense.
You are not on the soapbox, Mr. Ito. May I remind you? Or we'll be sending you an invoice very soon.
I hope the bill will be affordable.
Yes. Would you kindly answer his question?
The question is, when there is something in the refrigerator and you are going out to look for it, you must ask, if he's a good father, that thing in the refrigerator, is it enough to go around? If it is not enough to go around, that my going out, is it in the best interest of the people? Certain questions must be asked. But the fact is, you must start from the one that is in the refrigerator and let the people know that it is not enough. Then it is the people that will also encourage you to go outside. So I think Mr. President has to create that nexus with the people. Let them see the need for him. For now, I don't think there's been connected.
What you need to do is to cook the one that's in the refrigerator. It's not cooked yet. So rather than cook it, you're going out to look for cooked food.
Okay, that makes sense, because I was thinking like the baked beans that you can just plug and play. You don't need to cook, you just open and eat.
No.
But it makes sense what you've said.
Like crude oil, you send it out and you import the cocoa, you send it out, you bring it back as chocolate, and the list just goes on and on.
To put what he said in proper perspective, for the purposes of the listeners to this program, the national vision is captured in the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chapter 2, Fundamental Objectives and Directive Principles of State Policy, where it states critically that the purpose of this government is the welfare and the security of the people. Whether the small party or the big party, all the manifestos of all the political parties are weaved around that section of the Constitution. That's why the Constitution is called the ground norm. So it's not about Mr. President doing what he wants. Now, there is a baseline.
Okay, let's move away from the economy for a bit, because we have to manage our time. Now, Mr. Akinshiju, a lot of Nigerians are complaining about the president's travels. In fact, social media, they would count how many days the president has been in Nigeria for you. And every time he goes out of the country, they will send you a message. Social media will talk about it and say,
he's off again.
he's off again and stuff like that. What do you think about, one, the president's travels, and what he brings back from these travels? Do you see them as being of immense benefit to Nigeria, such that we will all support his going away?
Yeah, I think we should look at our status quo. We have 27-point-something billion in our reserve, in our foreign exchange reserve. That will only serve less than 6 months' imports. you know, and up to now we are still basically an import-consuming nation. And you also now want to create a nexus with our other assets. We don't have positive assets, we have negative assets. We have about $12 billion in debt. So remove $12 billion from $27. So you actually have less than 3 months of imports.
In other words, we're broke.
We are broke. So, and we are broke, but fortunately we have resources. We have crude oil. We have a market that can take on manufacturing products. We have capacity in agriculture and all that. So what we need to do is to recreate all these processes. Now, if we want to refine our crude oil, we don't have functional refineries. So which means we need greenfield refineries, because the refineries that we have are actually getting out of extinct. I mean, they are becoming extinct in terms of rejuvenating them, you know. So we need greenfield refineries, and of course going into the business of refineries is no small pocket-sized money, you know. So you need to also engage foreign investors. Now, I worry when people say the government, I mean, the president has been going out, you know, to seek for funds. Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm not seeing the president gone out for social events. You know, it has been for economic engagement. And when economic shuttle, it's important. A major indices of a successful government is the manner, character, and quality of foreign investment that comes into that country, while that government is in.
But the foreign investment will come in based on what you have on ground.
Yeah,
based on the conditions on ground.
Good,
Are the conditions right? If the I'll go back again. Yeah. If the executive and legislature seem to be at loggerheads over certain issues, do you expect those investors? I mean, for instance, they said the Calabar Lagos Rail, we're going back there again, has been in the works, and you're taking it out there. It was in the president's itinerary. One of the things I was going to discuss. That's what Mr. Kichuku said. He goes out there, discusses it, but the investor looks and says, oh, hold on. They had not agreed on this. How do you expect that investor to say, okay, I'm willing to come do that? The conditions on ground.
Well, I think what we have going for us, and we should eschew partisanship here. The person and character of the president, you know, is actually a brand that is selling us globally now, you know. Investors usually look for the main driver of an economy. It's just like you want to buy a share or a stock in a company. The first thing you look is either the chairman of the board of that company or the managing director of the company. If the character of the chief executive matches the indices of integrity, you know, you want to have faith and believe in the turnaround. If the company had been going down, you can actually believe that with this person. And I think in the recent China visit, what Nigeria enjoys, you know, from the harvest, you know, of commitments that we are hearing about, is mainly about the person of the president. The Chinese are likely to be investing in the promises and trust of Mr. President. And that's why they are ready to throw all that. But beyond that, Nigeria is a massively blessed country. It's the largest economy in Africa. And this largest economy is determined by informal, non-organized, non-structured activities. There has been no time that you can say government came in and structured and enabled the environment for us to attain the economic level that we have attained now.
Permit me to come in here. What you said here will bring to mind the issue of person versus institution.
So yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
It's about the person. When the person goes,
now
that investment possibly goes.
Don't also forget that as we talk so much of America today, but there's no way you talk of America without talking about the people, about the individuals that made America, the Thomas Jeffersons of this world, you know, and others like that. So you must, at any point in time in the trajectory of the development of any country, there will be individuals that will direct the direction, the development.
Yeah.
And in doing that, institutions are built. It is these institutions are built by the focus and the tendencies of those individuals. If you want to politically describe Mr. President, this person is an avuncular, has an avuncular character. An avuncular character is one that is patriarchal, you know, that is more of a father, aggregates the needs and the desires of the people, and says, okay, this is how I'm going to drive that. And in doing that, institutions will naturally grow, will naturally build up.
Okay. Okay, Ezekiel.
Can I say something then?
No, before you say that something, we have to manage our time.
That's a good one.
When you talk about ease of doing business,
Yes.
Nigeria is not exactly up there. And it's been said many times, times without number in this country, that if you put infrastructure in place, naturally, foreign investment will follow. The last time I checked, I don't think I read that China went around the world inviting people to come and invest in their country. Ease of doing business, they were up there on the index. So you felt comfortable and safe, and you felt that it was a cheap place for you to go and do your manufacturing, therefore you headed there. So if Nigeria put its own country in order, would it not also follow that investment would come?
You see, I've spent a good part of my life on this housing problem issue, let me call it issue, going round the whole world, as it were, as a private citizen, to see what can be done about Nigeria. When you talk to any serious investor, not an opportunist, there are two sets of people outside Nigeria. Those who believe that there's so much corruption in Nigeria, they can come and make a quick kill and get out. They are not investors. And those who are operating on the right principles in